So deck number 2 should be queued up on Stream Decker. This is Grixis Urza Breach. So when Underworld Breach came out, this was one of the first modern versions of this combo that I thought was very successful. So this is a combo deck with 2 different combos extant in it. You've got the Thopter Sword combo with Urza. You also have the Underworld Breach combo with Grinding Station, the Grinding Breach combo. So for anyone who's not aware, because we're playing other Thopter Sword decks today, and it's pretty well known in Modern, Grinding Breach is a combination of Grinding Station, which is a 2-mana artifact that says tap, sacrifice an artifact, target player mills 3 cards. And it has a trigger that says whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you may untap Grinding Station. We play that with Underworld Breach, which allows us to play cards from our graveyard by exiling 3 other cards and paying their converted mana cost. So if you were paying attention, Grinding Station puts 3 cards into our graveyard. Underworld Breach takes 3 cards out of our graveyard. So as long as we have a 0-mana artifact, an Underworld Breach, and a Grinding Station, we can mill our entire library. What do we want to do with that? Well, let me tell you. We're going to have a copy of Emry, Lurker, the Loch, or Urza already in play, which means that if we play a Mox Amber out, then we can tap it for mana, then sacrifice it, so we can go up mana each iteration. And eventually we'll find our copy of Thassa's Oracle. We got to keep our Thassa's Oracle in the graveyard, and then we can win the game because our library will be on 0 cards. There was buzz around this deck, including not Javier Dominguez, but some other noteworthy modern pro player was saying that this was potentially the most powerful modern deck they'd ever played with its 2.2 card combo that could win as early as turn 3. This Pascal Maynard. Thank you, Mike Devo. It was Pascal Maynard who said this was probably the most busted combo he's ever played. It's probably one of the strongest decks of all time, etc., etc., etc. And then it went about and did about nothing. Pretty much nothing. We're going to see what this deck feels like in the post-Lab environment here in Modern. So we're going to hop into a queue with this bad Mamma Jamma. I have played this before. It's been a while since I've played it. The Breach decks kind of fell off as a group, but we'll see if this is any good today. Already found our opponent for round 1. These Modern queues are popping, and I would love to check out. Can I peek in? Is that something I can do? Can I see how many people are in the Pioneer queue? Because I'd like to point out, listen, Pioneer was a wonderful thing for a while. Is it possible to see how many participants there are without being in it? I don't know. If anyone in my chat is participating in a Pioneer League right now, please let me know how many people are in that league, because I would love a point of comparison. We're on the play here in the first one. Let's do it. So, this is a reasonable hand. Not great, not bad. We're close to a number of combos. So we're going to go turn 1, tapped Watery Grave, turn 2, Amber, Emry, and see where we go from there. Depending on what we draw, we might be able to play turn 2 Emry and Sword of Meek, because Mox Amber will tap for mana once Emry's in play. Might have a turn 3 kill here, we'll see. So one of the things that we have as an advantage in this deck is we are a very fast combo deck. So we can get under a lot of other decks. This is probably Ad Nauseam I'm against. So we can probably, yeah, we have everything we need here. We could probably get under Ad Nauseam. The question is, can we survive the graveyard hate that is currently extant in the Modern format? And it's in the Modern format right now because of Dredge. Dredge has been quite successful. So thanks to this Mox Amber, next turn we have the 4 mana that we need to go off. So we should be good to go here. We have everything that we need to just win the game this turn. So if they play something like a Pentad Prism, 99% is Ad Nauseam. I agree with you. It's going to be Pentad Prism. Can I get the text on Angel's Grace? You can't lose the game this turn, and your opponents can't win the game this turn. Okay, so that is potentially problematic. If they have an Angel's Grace in their hand, how much is hard right? This match is hard right. Like, they could just Grace and then we fail. Yeah, so that's what I was looking up the text for Angel's Grace for. So with that in mind, even though we could go off right now, let's take a look at our deck list for just 1 second. So while we're going off, we're already set up to have really good mana. So the question is, do I have any way to take them off their Pentad Prism and force them to use their Prism early? I don't. They could have 5 mana next turn. And 5 mana, just EE it seems. Yeah, I guess so. Actually, that could work. Yeah. I think that is going to be how we have to do this. Can we mill them to no cards? That's a real question. Yeah, actually, we should be able to do that. Especially with the setup that we have in the early stages of this now. Now you're thinking with portals. I want to thank my good new friend Bruek4 for that highlight. So we can activate this already. So let's go ahead, save targets on me, and sacrifice Mox Amber to mill me for 3. Okay. Use Grinding Station's ability. Always yield. I'm going to click through the yeses for now. This is one of those things that's like kind of tricky to do the first couple times you do it. So yeah, so that trigger going on the stack is fine. Oh no, it's not, because I needed to tap. Okay, so stop yielding. Okay, do we want to untap it? This time is fine. So we go tap Mox Amber, then we sack it to mill me. Play the Mox Amber again. This time I have to escape it, but I have lands. If my opponent's conceding here, which they might be, it means they didn't have the Angel's Grace in hand. They did not. Okay. So our plan there was to EE their Pentad Prism. If they play Angel's Grace in response, we have to take the long route of milling them out, which would probably involve playing a second Grinding Station. This deck could have a good win con as Time Sieve or Aether Grid. One time we play with the Thopter combo too. Yeah, that's true. Hold on. If I get Thopter Sword into play, do I also have to play Urza? Because when you're ripping through your deck with this list, it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to also be able to words. I think Aether Echoing Truth is probably worth having. Sorry. It's not going to be easy to cast Urzas when we're comboing off. I think I'm going to board out 2 Urzas and a Thopter Foundry, because I think their ability to interact with my graveyard is kind of limited. I think. Ad Nauseam basically plays Esper and they splash green for Veil of Summer out of the sideboard. So I don't know exactly how they're going to sideboard against me here. Mystical Dispute is largely not the best because it's hard to actually have the mana to counter Ad Nauseam. Ashiok is like medium minus. I guess Pharika's Libation could be kind of cute because we could make them sacrifice a... they will put in Thoughtseize. You think so? I have so much Graveyard Recursion. And Wear Tear, maybe. Yeah, I could imagine that. But that's not attacking my graveyard. That's attacking my permanents. We can get through that. I guess the idea then could be to keep the Urzas because Urza is a good mid-range threat. So maybe we board out a Wishclaw Talisman instead and... one of the Chromatic Stars. Let's try it this way. They want to hit Breach. No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, like, we just have a lot of redundancy in that direction, I guess. I'm going to try it this way, see what happens. Well, that hand is less than impressive, huh? I think we can do better. That's better. Not great, but better. I think I'm going to bottom the Sword of the Meek. Yeah. Okay, good. No Veil of Summer here. So we're going to be able to fetch Shock Thoughtsease. Probably grabbing Watery Grave. If I pick up an Emry, I'll play the Emry in turn 1, but probably not. Lotus Blue in Exile, sure. Well, now that's a good pickup. So I can get a Steam Vents with this. Yeah, cool. The full season, yeah? Yeah. Whew. So I think the way I want to deal with this hand of theirs is by taking their Pentad Prism. So a lot of the time what you want to do against Ad Nauseam is try to choke their mana. Their combos are mostly quite mana intensive. Obviously they have a Lotus Bloom here, but they don't have any way to stay alive yet, so mana is the game. I agree. Angel's Grace on top. Yikes. Okay, so they have 2/3 of a combo here, and actually as soon as they have 4 mana, they can kill... No, that's not the way it works. Okay, so as soon as they draw Thassa's Oracle, they can kill me with 4 mana, but they don't have that yet, and they can't get to it easily. That's a pretty poor pickup, but okay. I didn't know they had Lotus. Yeah, they put it in exile on turn 1. So they have Echoing Truth right now, so they can deal with a Breach at least once. Spoils might have been the pick. I agree. We're just going to play Delta, Chromatic Star, Mox Amber this turn. I don't need to play the Mox Amber. I'm going to fetch Steam Vents at the end of their turn. So they're like 2/3 of the way to a combo here. If they pick up a Thassa's Oracle, they're in great shape. But otherwise, they're not really doing anything. But right before their Lotus comes off suspend, what they might do, I think I would do it if I were them, is just spoils for Ad Nauseam, hope that you hit it within the next 18 cards, and then immediately win. Seems like a good idea. Chromatic Sphere. Sure. So, Scalding Tarn, let's get a blue. Sack the Sphere, blue for blue, draw a card. Play a Sphere. Play a Star. And then next turn we can Breach for value. Because every 1 mana extra I have right now draws me a card. They have the Lotus is coming off next turn. Yeah, I think they should spoils for Ad Nauseam right now and just try to kill me. They need 1 more mana on top of this. No, they don't, because they already have the... Yep, okay. So we should be dead here. Because they're going to have the Lotus, the Simian Spirit Guide, and the Angel's Grace. Yeah, so we're just dead, I think. So Spoils was probably the pick on the previous turn where I resolved the Thoughtseize. Let's see if they go for it correctly. Sure. Yep. Can't beat that one. So maybe I should have drawn up more aggressively. I guess we'll know in a second. So I can draw a card in response. Draw a card in response. Realize that I should have gone for it last turn. Nope. Yeah, it would have been fine. Alright. Let's let them kill me. Just because they're going to Ad Nauseam and pick up their entire deck here, we get a look at their entire deck, so we'll see what kind of sideboard cards they brought in against us. That's really the only reason we're bothering to let them combo off, is we get to see what sideboard cards they brought in. one Pact of Negation so far. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? The 3 Pact of Negations, good lord. Oh, they had a land drop. So I was like, I only see 2 more Simian Spirit Guides. Weird. Are they gonna Thassa's Oracle? Huh. They not have a Lightning Storm? They don't have a Lightning Storm. Crazy. Huh. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Good to know about. All right. I'm tempted to pull out most of the Urza Thopter Sword. I played against it recently. It was also Lightning Stormless. Weird. I wonder what caused them to do that. Aether Gust? Because it was always something they could do. They just rarely did. I think that's a good opening hand. I think Oracle's just better, I guess. Yeah, it always was, but it's so, I don't know. It's weird that they waffled on it like that. Like I don't know how that happens. But I mean. So this turn I think we go Vista, Sphere, Bauble. We'll Bauble before the next turn and see what we pick up. We've got half a combo here, so just need to draw up the grinding station. We've already got a 0 mana artifact. Well, Roy, you have to be careful with those kind of questions because what you have to realize is that Alex is not a very good ad nauseam player. Meanwhile, Roy, in my Discord, we've got Ryan the Donkins. Drone strike incoming. You can't even spell drone strike, my friend. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? All right. So, fetch, filter, maybe pick up grinding station, I guess? Maybe. Let's go black to black here. Oh, well, that's, yeah. Don't veil me. Don't do it. Don't you fuck. No. No. Stop it. Son of a bitch. I swear we didn't even see these in game 2, which means they only boarded them in for game 3 on the draw, which is like, oh, rough. Rough. Oh, well. Oh. All right. Can I resolve my sadness, please? No? Okay, good. Thank you. Well, I always say when I'm playing against Ad Nauseam, like if they have any potential green mana left open, they probably have Veil of Summer. Why are you specifically surprised about them boarding it in on the draw? Because if I play my Thoughtseize on the play, they don't have a land in play yet. Like, I could have Thoughtseized them on turn 1, it would be irrelevant that they have a Veil of Summer. But they don't necessarily know that I don't have, like, useful counter magic, right? Which I don't. It's more that anytime that I'm on the draw against Jund, I'm always reluctant to board in my Veil of Summers because I'm like, oh, they're not going to be relevant because I'm just going to get wrecked before I can play the Veil. And then they're going to be able to easily play around the Veil for the rest of the turn or the rest of the game, which is frequently incredibly tempo negative. I think we played... So this is not coming off yet. I think I play EE on 2 and then see what happens. We're going to fetch for Steam Vents at the end of their turn and see what happens. Basically, it's just like... In the worst case scenarios, Veil on the draw is really medium. So we could just get combo down here. I think that means we can't, unless they have the fast combo. Angel's Grace, Thassa's Oracle, and Spoils. But you know those like silly arguments you hear sometimes where it's like, well, why don't you just play cards that beat Astrolabe? Why don't you play cards that just beat Veil of Summer? And it's like, how do you beat Veil of Summer? It's like, yeah, you play Thoughtseizes on turn 1 on the play. It's like, oh, okay. That's not really how you do that, but okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a yikes. All right, I think I'm just jamming Urza here and hoping we get to go to our next turn. We can pop the EE before this turn ends. They're going to get their Lotus, and they didn't kill me this turn, which means they might not have the kill next turn. Maybe. They've had fast combo lines each time, so they haven't needed a Phyrexian Unlife yet. So let's get there. Okay, we got one dude. Boop. Get out of here, Pentad Prism. I'm not a fan of genuinely arguing against something by presenting a situation where one doesn't also provide the context of probability. Well, sure. What is up, Ty Gonti and friends? Thank you for the raid. Yikes, that's an ad nauseum. Well, they got a Thoughtseize. The most important thing about getting raided by Pi is that I got to play my Homer, you can run but you can't glide clip. Pi, did you get to watch the clip of, or the video of me playing your goblins yesterday? I thought that list was really good. Wait, what did they actually reveal? Did they get everything they needed? They got an Angel's Grace, they got a Spoils, they got a Thoughtseize. So if they have a Thassa's Oracle or an Ad Nauseam, we're just dead. I assume we're just dead. They could also have double Spoils. This is just Ad Nauseam. Yeah. Alright, we died to the better combo deck. But they're basically playing the exact same list that they've always been playing. They just don't have to grapple with any card changes. So, we're done there. Oh, well, thank you so much, opponent, for showing me your hand. That's incredibly polite of you. I'm glad you went out of your way to be civil. Ad Naus is so boring. I've played it. I agree with you. I don't enjoy playing that deck. Did the raid go good? No, it did. It's great. Thanks, friend. It's working just fine. Did you get to watch the Goblins video I did last night? You asked me for the link. I sent it to you. Okay, we're playing against Gobrian, and we are on the play. I think we can do better than this. I hate mulliganing because you're always playing against Black X discard decks. Good God. Okay, we're mulling to 5. Did 2-3 with Gobs, then opened a Force on Ballista. Yikes. Well done, you. Got a 5 here. Okay, so we're going to keep this. We're going to bottom Mox and an Urza, or just 2 Urzas? Probably just 2 Urzas. Opponent also mulliganed to 5, so they're probably also playing some kind of busted unfair deck. We do get to Bauble Trick on turn 1, so if we somehow flip into a... yeah, I don't want that. If we somehow flipped into a Underworld Breach, then we could win pretty quickly. Thopter Foundry is also okay. So we'll probably just fetch black next turn and play Thopter Foundry. Oh, this is Dredge. Yeah. Okay, Dredge is a kind of good matchup for us because we should be able to out-combo them. And they did not get the ultra lucky early Dredge flip. Oh, yeah, okay, well then. I think we won it. I think we did it. I'm not sure, but I think we got there. Alright, station. Shot. We actually need one more mana. So maybe we're not there yet. Upkeep mill. That's a lot of prized amalgam. So if they flip a Narcomoeba here, we are going to be on a fast clock. They did not. Thank God. That's a really bad flip. Oh, no. They're also going to have the Cathartic. I forgot that they get to mill infinitely more. Oh, no. We're on the play and it's not going to be good enough. No! Come on. What is this? Is Dredge 15? Dredge 15. Full gosh darn 15. So if I draw mana, I can win on my turn. I don't even want to begin to think about how much power and toughness is coming into play, but it's definitely lethal next turn. So I have to rip a mana source. Oh, it's not quite lethal? Is it not? No way. I also wanted to try this deck. How's doing? This is our second match. We had a close one against Ad Nauseam. The Shurani version, I mean. I have no idea what that looks like, but I don't think I'm playing it. Okay, so if I play Breach, I can grind my deck all the way down. But I can never... Yeah, you can pass it on Discord. If I play my Breach, I can grind my deck all the way down, but I can never start going up on mana. I think. I'm going to take 10 next turn. So I can play the Mox Amber, grind myself, play the Mox Amber, grind myself. So I can grind through my whole deck and then just die. I just need one more mana and I don't know if I'm going to get there. Okay, play the Thopter Foundry, pass the turn. Okay. No. It's fine. Oh, so close. They had a really, really good start. They're going to have a turn 3 goddamn kill. Oh, there's a conflict rate? Okay, we're just dead. Cool. Well, at least that made it nice and easy. Turn 3 kill out of Dredge. That is not normal. So how good is our sideboard here? Not great. Ashiok. Echoing Truth is okay. And Thoughtseize is okay. So we could pull out the Wishclaw Talismans probably. Some Urzas. One Urza, one Foundry. One Sphere. Something like that. Yeah, all right. Huh. Oh, Larynx Punchworthy's back. Super sweet. Oh, well, we're very close to combo early. Assuming they don't have early disruption. We also have Ashiok on turn 3 that could potentially just shut them out. So let's go fetch, shock. Do I want to shock? Probably not. Fetch, swamp. Star. Okay. All right, let's see if we can be a little bit more lucky in this game. That would be super duper. Yeah, just play out the grinding station. See if they have an ancient grudge or something similar. The nice thing about playing them in this order is that we could... Oh, I could grind my star if I want to. I might do that at the end of their turn. The nice thing about playing a combo out in this order is if they have artifact hate, they can kill the grinding stations that's in play, but that doesn't really do anything. That's a phenomenal flip for us. That is all sorts of nothing. So we might just be playing this Ashiok this turn. We'll see. Because if we can buy time, it's going to be worth doing. That looks like a cathartic. How many dredgers are they discarding? 1? Good luck. They're going to hit everything. Okay, so they dredge Stinkweed into Stinkweed, Stinkweed into Golgari Thug, and Golgari Thug into... God bless it. All right, there's an Archamoeba that's going to bring back the 1 prized amalgam. So they have 4 power in play now. Or they will have 4 power in play, which means if I use my Ashiok to exile their yard, then they just knock it down immediately. Which is fine. I'm going to grind myself here, sack my Chromatic Star. I think it's worth doing. If we hit a 0 mana artifact, then we're closer to combo. Can I just combo right now? So if I get the red source, I go red, black, play the breach. I have everything I need in my graveyard. The question is, can I get Emry out for 1 mana? I don't know that I can. I may need to wait 1 more turn. But waiting 1 more turn should be okay because I'm going to be playing Ashiok and eating off their yard. Okay. This also means I have more mana for next turn. Question is, do I want to mill myself or do I want to mill them? I think I want to mill them because we could take away potential threats. Yeah, like a Narcomoeba. Yeah. And a Silver Smoke Ghoul. Okay. Yeah, and this was, in its own way, very relevant because... because putting more cards in my own... Well, maybe I should have Ashiok myself, because having more cards in my graveyard is like a big deal. Not sure. I think we have more than enough to get along with no matter what. Unless they have Wear Tear in their hand and they do nothing with their mana. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Life of the Lump. Okay, good. Yeah. Shock it? Don't shock it. Perfect. Alright, I think we got this. Yikes. That's a bad draw. But I think it's good enough. So we'll just go grab a blue. Yeah, it looks like a GG. Play the Breach. Okay. So play the Bauble. Exile 1, 2, 3. Done. Trigger. We will... Sorry. And save targets. Grind ourselves. Sack the Bauble. Okay. Always yield. Always yes. Because I think with the specific way we've set this up, that's fine. So what we're looking for right now is the next... sorry, not the next. We're looking for Emry, and we're looking for the Thassa's Oracle. Grind ourselves, sack the Bauble. This actually becomes nicely formulaic. Play the Bauble. Just exile the 3 cards on top of it. Trigger. Grind ourselves. Breach without Lab. I don't know if it's spicy, but it's certainly a thing we can be doing. Thanks, Dursit2. Welcome back. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing well. I have the 2 artifacts in play that I need, by the way, for the Emry to cost 1. We also need to keep an eye out for a Mox Amber. We kind of need to hit them in a reasonable order. Oh, they conceded, but opponent's not over. It's not over. Okay, so let's keep the Thoughtseizes. There's like no graveyard hate in our sideboard. Yeah. No, I think the way we sideboard is generally fine. All right. Let's do it. Opponent instantly mulliganed. I think we can keep this one. Can we? I like having the hate piece, but the hate piece on the draw is like kind of sketch. It's close. All right, I'm going to keep this. It's probably not a good idea, but we're going to do it. They are on Dredge. They're on Mardu Dredge. Smiting Helix Dredge. Which is pretty good for us because Smiting Helix is a sorcery, so it doesn't really interact with most of our cards. They built up. They mulled to 4. Good luck. So hopefully they have a medium slow start, and we just get to eat them. Looks like it. It's the first time they haven't played a turn 1 Shriekhorn. So I think we'll go black and then red blue. Yeah, I think that's fine. I eventually need double blue for Urza, but I'm not really worried about it. So Star, Amber. Go ahead. Probably should have used Chromatic Sphere first. So many eggs, yep. We're cooking an omelet over here. We're cooking an omelet. The increase in the number of eggs is kind of nice in this. Oh no, Cathartic with exactly 2 dredgers in hand? No. No, no, no! Oh my god, it's Cathartic with exactly 2 dredgers in hand. Yikes. Maybe yikes? Okay, there's no, there's 1 prize amalgam. Okay? 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 I don't like it. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. They got Ox coming in next turn. That's a big yikes. Okay, so play this, fetch. Yeah, let's get the Scalding Tarn. We are in trouble. No kidding. Hold on. It's actually exile 8. They have no other dredger and it's exile 8. So they need to put another card in their graveyard before they can actually get the Ox out. Okay, so crack this for blue, tapping blue. Yeah. Okay. That's good. What's my next card? Your next card is Prismatic Vista. Not the worst thing in the world. Play the star. Play the sphere. Draw the Vista on their turn, and then we have to try to go off on our turn. So they need another card in their yard, and they need to basically not spend a mana to get it. So they didn't mill a... Okay, good. They didn't mill a Life from the Loam, so they couldn't just loam for it there. Creeping Chill's fine. It gets back 1 Silver Smoke Ghoul. We're not dead yet. They have 7 power in play at the end of this turn. We're going to be at 9. And I'm going to Ashiok them. We're going to be at 8. So we're going to 1 right now. Oh, shoot. There's 2 of them. Okay. Okay, that's a blocker. Which I guess is something. Yeah, it blocks 3, and then I do go to 1. I could play Emry and Ashiok this turn, which I think is probably the plan. Because then we get rid of the Conflagrate, and then maybe we have a shot at next turn. So I could draw 2 extra cards this turn. The question is, do I have enough mana to go off? I don't. I think we just do this. They have enough mana. We on 3 following turn. What? I'm not sure I understand. Okay. What do they hit? Nothing relevant. Super. EE? Yeah, we can EE on 3 the next turn, yeah. Holy yikes. Good dredge. Not a great dredge, but a good dredge. Oh wait, Smiting Helix just killed me here, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're just dead to the Helix. Jeez, multiple... They got the turn 3 kill in game 1 and the turn 4 kill in game 3. I don't know if I can beat that. And so I guess maybe we need a bunch of Tormod's Crypts in our sideboards, because dredge is crazy popular. I don't know. That was pretty nuts. I had my reservations about keeping a hand that was like Ashiok and some redraws on the draw, but oof, wasn't expecting it to be that brutal. On the plus side, we're winning games and we're getting close most of the time here, so it doesn't feel like it's completely nonsensical what we're doing here. The new Mardu version is brutal. Well, I feel like it's not as good, but maybe it is. They mull more but are more explosive. Doesn't that mean they have a higher risk of just doing nothing, though? Like, if their opponent plays a turn 1 Tormod's Crypt, aren't they just, like, completely up a creek? No, I know it was a multi... Yeah, but it was a perfect multifor. They had land, Cathartic Reunion, Dredger, and then they peeled another land. So that was a 5-card hand on a multifor that was perfect. Deck has more perfect multifors. But I think the perfect multifor is still 2 lands, a Cathartic Reunion, and 2 dredgers, right? And you don't even need to actually have the 2 dredgers in your hand, because you can just hit them as you go. All right, well, this hand is real good, so keep on the draw. Dredge mulls very well. I agree with that. I'm just saying they literally mulled to 4 and literally hit the perfect hand. And they didn't know they had the perfect hand when they kept it. It got better on their draw step, whereas ours basically didn't. Oh boy. Okay. Land Sphere. Playing 8 amalgams is a huge upgrade. Yeah, I guess so. Plague Engineer is probably better against Dredge than it's ever been before because you can name vampire or zombie and knock down all of their Silver Smoke rules. But I mean, I guess you could do that before against their Blood Gas, so maybe it's about the same. Oh, thank you, Speeve. We're feeling fancy today in the lab here. Also shaved up. Saying goodbye to Astrolabe required a little bit What's my work? Like normally? If I have my 2 artifacts and play Emry cost 1, which is like probably not relevant, but then we can Bauble trick ourselves after Emry doesn't resolve. Also, if they have Remand, we can play Emry a second time. Your job? My job? I was a cruise ship musician. I am currently not a cruise ship musician because cruise ships don't work. His work is failing to remember which Bloodbraid elf has hexproof? What? I don't understand. Oh. There was that game where they veiled off a Bloodbraid elf, and then the Bloodbraid elf result. Yeah, I remember. I remember Larynx. Okay, it looks like we're against some kind of blue. Yeah, I remember. Teamer. Okay, I'm excited here. If this deck is playable, I'm going to be playing some of it. Okay, this is good for us. Because we might be able to combo kill them here. They probably have Force Negation. OP is in denial like us. I disagree. I don't think these decks are necessarily bad. We're going to Bauble ourselves. Most Italian president was once a cruise ship musician. Nice. Urza on top. Definitely not interested in that. Let's go get the Blood Crypt. Well, with this suit and tie, I mean, I look pretty presidential. Hold on, let me get a glass of water presidentially. Got to make sure I can't get it on my expensive tie. Can't get it on the expensive tie. This tie was like $7. Actually, this tie was a gift from a friend on ships, so I actually care about this tie. But I don't think getting water on a tie is going to be a big deal. Like, I understand that like some dress wear is dry clean only, because it's made of whatever material, but can't imagine that getting a small amount of water on most dress wear is a problem. I guess suede, right? I wasn't going to bring up the fact that the only thing I know about any Italian prime minister is at least one of them or president was like one of them was like super corrupt. Okay, so we need to get to Breach. I guess on the flip side, what we could do is try to get to a Sword of the Meek or Thopter Foundry. So let's play the Sphere. Wait, could I have just cast Urza there? I could have. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about the man behind the tie. So let's just play Bauble, Chromatic Star, and Grinding Station. So each of these Chromatic Stars I can sacrifice to mill myself and draw a card, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. Yes. Well, I certainly don't have enough cards to bring back their Uro. The problem was I missed my window where I could have played my Urza last turn, so hopefully that's relevant in some way. Let's draw another card. Having no stack interaction is kind of a oof. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So I think I can win right now, because we're gonna play Urza. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Should be able to win here. So we play the Urza. They're probably gonna counter it. We can then sack the Mox Amber, replay the Mox Amber, and use that mana to play Underworld Breach. So they need a lot of counters here to beat me. Okay, that's one of the good ones. Maybe we just wait a turn then. Play Chromatic Star here. Yeah. Chromatic Star is really good in this deck because every turn you can just play a Chromatic Star and fill up your graveyard more and more and more. It's obviously a problem if you run into someone who's playing actual graveyard hate, but sure. Okay. Putting Remand back on top? Yikes. Actually, that's not so bad, because Remand doesn't actually beat Breach all that well. So it looks like they might be on the Teamer Scape Shift, so I think what we're going to do this turn is just play multiple Breaches at them. And we'll see if they can stop them all. Because I can cast Breach 3 times. Possibly more. Yeah. Okay. So, Breach number 1. Did I do it? Did I win? I think I won. It's cool. Just let it happen. No. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Ooh. Force of negation. Okay. Okay. One breach down. One more force of negation? Shoot. Because replaying a Mox Amber is not something I can do at instant speed. Yeah, okay. That was not something I anticipated. So I should have rotated out the Mox Amber before this. Well, live and learn. Sure. Nope. Well, I guess we just play out. It's going okay there, Busty Ruckets. I don't know who Busty Ruckets is, but you seem like a swell fella. Let's grab a black mana, grind myself, and play the Wishclaw Talisman. Oh, that's more mana, isn't it? Okay. The Dredge player with the podcast data-driven magic. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you. How you doing, friend? I hope well. Hopefully I'm not getting scape-shifted out of this game this turn. Meanwhile, I was trying to combo kill my opponent, so they don't need to feel bad about it, but if I manage to get there... It turns out the Ghoul isn't the best build of Dredge. Well, I just got wrecked by it, so you tell me. I mean, is this Scape Shift? Do they have it already? No, wait. Yep. Just dead to the opponent playing the good combo deck that didn't lose Astrolabe. Well, I guess technically this one did, but... Okay, so we get to board in Aether Gusts, I guess, and Mystical Disputes. So maybe we can get there. That was a kind of tight spot, so I don't feel so bad about that one. Okay, so we can play Aether Gust, we can play Mystical Dispute, so this at least feels like a matchup where my sideboard was designed to be able to deal with it. Oh, and Ashiok, good god. Okay, so we're definitely going to cut a combo. One of the problems with this archetype is that both of our combos use the graveyard, but I don't think they're likely to be playing like the super Haymaker hate for graveyard combos. What if we do something like this? Can we play this kind of game? So we have one Thassa's Oracle, one Breach, and one Grinding Station. Then we've got Wishclaw Talismans. We got the full Urza combo. I'll be back in 2 seconds while we try to figure out if this is something worth doing. Oh, holy yikes. All right. Submit. Ah! Basically playing Sodex's list. All right. Whoa. That's some serious math you got going on there, friend. All right, we got to punch the counter up. Didn't think Silver Smoke Ghoul was good enough. I mean, I've seen repeatedly it being good enough, but... All right, hydration count, moving up to 6. Yikes, that hand is bad. Let's ship that. This is better. So keep this, bottom of mountain, steam vents, Goblin Engineer. Hope this is good enough. Where is my thing? There we go. Lovely little Canadian penny bottle opener for my health beverage. So engineer. Okay, so Ashiok looking good. Okay, yes. Let's put in my Sword of the Meek. Hope it doesn't get exiled. This deck does not have Karn. It fundamentally changes how you sideboard because you have to keep in chills to make it work. But couldn't you cut Life from the Loams if you're not playing Bloodghast, or is that not an option because you need that number of dredge spells? I don't know how that works. All right, hydration counter up to 6. Cheers. Have yourself a nice, clean ginger ale wherever you are. Okay. Life from the Loam is critical to the mid-game plan with Forgotten Cave. Yeah, okay, I understand that. So I'm not going to try to play Ashiok here, because I just think it's too likely that they just sort of blow me out. So we're just going to hold on to our Aether Gust. I probably should have just shoved there, but that's fine. I wonder if Teamer Breach with Veil of Summer and Mystic Dispute is a good choice. Or maybe it's just that we're supposed to be playing the Pascal Maynard style Jeskai Breach with Teferis. In either case, hopefully this Aether Gust is relevant. Suppose there was a gratuitous upside for trying to slam the thing. Busty Ruckets with the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you so much, Busty. I think shoving Ashiok would have been best. He can only remand or force it. What I'm hoping for is there's... Please play something. Nope, not playing anything. Okay. Emry? Nope. Alright. Yeah, we should have shoved the Ashiok. I mean, again, they can only remand Force or Mana Leak. No, I think they play Mana Leak. They might play Mana Leak. They're on 5 mana next turn. I think I have to start shoving. All right. 10 out of 10, a card against Scapeshift. You just got to kind of hope. Yeah, I hate that. This is a problem with me as a player, is I like being a control player. And as a control player, you usually don't do this, but it's funny because I play enough control that I know when and where to shove when I'm playing control. But when I'm playing combo, it's such an awkward tightrope to walk for me most of the time, which is why I think I do better with decks where it's like, no, just always shove. You always shove. Just jam your pieces. And if you win, you win, and if you don't, you don't. But for me, like the combo decks where you have to find a middle ground are like really tricky sometimes. Because that's one of the things I liked about the Karn, or so the Kinnan Urza deck with Song of Creation in it, is that we just shove. You just shove. That's the whole deck, is shove. Just play your best thing every turn, as mana efficient as you can, and pray that it resolves. Rug Scapeshift is one of my favorite decks. It is one of my least favorite decks. I loathe this deck in a way. Because it's a control deck that gets to just kill you out of nowhere. It's like the inverter of Modern. Here it is. Yeah. So they're going to Scapeshift. I'm going to Aether Gust it, and they're going to have Force of Negation or whatever. And there's just nothing. There's no doing. Like you, it's such a ridiculous thing to be. I don't know. It's just one of those things that bothers me. Oh, I'm at 20, so they actually can't kill me. Were you not a fan of Twin then? I never played when Twin existed, so I don't know. But I assume not. But at least with Twin, they were kind of a tempo deck, apparently. Like they would put down like a Snapcaster Mage or a Pestermite and just attack you. I never played with or against Twin, so I don't know that I dislike it, right? But okay, so we do have the ability to Aether Gust, and we can cycle our Chromatic Star and our Chromatic Sphere. I should have baubled there. But we can look for a Mystical Dispute for when they have counterplay. Not even in Cube. I've played in Cube, but in Limited is a different no-stakes environment. I mean, Limited doesn't mean anything. Limited could be awful or great, and it has no relevance on my life. Constructed formats being awful or great is like a big deal, at least to me, conceptually. All right. So is it Charm? Yeah, a Remand. Sure. So let's draw. Oh, look, we did the thing. Did I did it? Or do you have another one? Huh? Huh? Did I get you? I guess Aether Gust is only going to put on top. Did we get him? Yeah! All right. All right. Interaction. Somebody call up Canister, tell him Interaction's still good. They put Scape Shift on top. Well, still under the gun. Got it. Okay. Find the other Ashiok? Oop. Also no. Okay, so... let's keep my life total as high as possible against a potential Scape Shift. I can't use that until after I play the Urza. Yeah, all right. I think we should be playing some other Metallic Rebuke. That's what I think. In the main deck. Maybe rather than Galvanic Blast. It's funny, though, because like the last couple of days before the... before the Astrolabe ban, I played against nothing but like prowess decks. And like... the main board we had in our previous build, the main board we have in this deck, like it feels like we haven't played against any aggro decks that weren't like... well, we played against GDS earlier, which is like a tempo deck because they actually get to play Interaction, but we're just dead here. So I think we're falling to 0-3. But this time we didn't even win a game. So that's something. That said, Grinding Breach was not a particularly good deck before Astrolabe was banned, so like I'm not surprised to see us doing as poorly as we are. As I was saying, like this was a deck that completely fell off. Even when it was supposed to be the best deck in Modern, it like really never could get its like any particularly good showings. I'm surprised you went harder on black instead of white. Well, the previous deck list that I just played was like blue or Jeskai Thopter Sword. Thank you for the follow, 13,000 bees. Terrifying. So we played a Jeskai Urza Karn, sort of more fair but still combo deck. And it just felt like we needed to be playing more combo. And so I wanted, when I was looking for a list of decks to play for today, Speeve, I was looking for variety. Like I didn't want to like play like 3 different Jeskai Urza combo decks that were all very close shades of each other. I wanted to sort of see if we can get a broad strokes impression of what Modern feels like with playing these artifact decks without Astrolabe. And then we also have some non-artifact, non-Astrolabe decks. All right, this has most of the things we need for success, so keep on the draw. And if today goes horribly overall, then apparently I think I'm just going to hang up my hat on brewing for a little bit and just, I don't know, just wait until good decks come out and play them. Well, there goes my Breach. On the flip side, we have turn 2 Thopter Foundry, turn 3 Wishclaw Talisman for sword. But then we're giving a Wishclaw Talisman to what I assume is Esper Control? Do I want to draw Wishclaw Talisman? I do not. We're going to leave this Bauble in play through their turn because we could potentially pick up an Emry, and I would like to be able to do that. Hey, look, combo pieces. Blue-black with Thoughtseize. This must be some aspiring spike monstrosity. Let's grab... I guess I could have shocked there. All right, we'll grab a swamp so I don't have to. So we want to play the Grinding Station first. Even though they didn't know about it, playing Grinding Station first is generally good because your Underworld Breach can be used to rebuy your Grinding Station if your opponent counters it. So let's see if they drown the Loch or otherwise. They do not. Okay, cool. Nope, we're good. I said nope, we're good. Okay. We do have enough mana and artifact count to win the game next turn. Cling to dust my Thopter Foundry, sure. They saw the breach on turn 1, so they should know we're on the double combo deck, in theory. And luckily, they took one of our Thopter Foundries, not our one Sword of the Meek. We have 2 Thopter Foundries and a single Sword of the Meek. You're not fielding me. Okay, I was like, okay. Well, there goes my breach. Okay. So we'll see if we can pick up another one or an Emry. No. They got Opt on top? Sure. Ding, ding, ding. Nope. All right. Here we go. Shock, Sphere, Talisman. Let's play the Mox Amber, and then we'll mill ourselves by sacking the Mox Amber at the end of their turn. Let's go ahead and always yield, but not have a response to it. I think you're supposed to kind of always yield, always yes. No, wait. Turn off auto yields. Because you want to always yes it, but you don't want to always yield it. So, untapping your Grinding Station is basically never a bad idea unless you're against a Mesmeric Orb, as I'm sure Roy the Boy would let me know. There is a potential downside to just letting your stuff untap every time, which is getting milled extra. I really hope they have a Jace the Mind Sculptor and they're hoping they can resolve. Because I can't do anything in the face of their of all their open mana. I basically just have to sit here and die until I shove. In this deck, you wouldn't mind the free mill, I guess. I play Steam Vents. Draw a card. Okay, so they're on always yes, but I do still get to yield them. Let's play the Mishra's Bauble and pass the turn. I guess in theory, if they have the 5-drop Ashiok, they can play it next turn and bounce my Wishclaw Talisman, which I will then have to exile. I'll get 2 shots at a second breach, so that's not the end of the world. So here's hoping that they don't specifically have 5-drop Ashiok and they don't specifically decide that they're going to slam it, because that would be bad. Holy crap. Yeah, you got me. There goes my Mishra's Bauble. Woof. That fairies deck. Okay, I guess I gotta try to win the game next turn. Lol, fairies, listen. Well, we are in the 0-3 bracket, so like... And don't get me wrong, I love the fairies deck. I love fairies as a deck, I love fairies as a tribe. It's just not a particularly viable deck from a mathematical point of view. Okay. Jeez. Okay, let's see what we draw. Well, that's all right. Not great, but it's all right. Unfortunately, this is the last card in my hand, so I can Wishclaw Talisman for like an Emry, but doing so... Oh, well, have a good one, Busty Ruckets. We're going to try to grind him out, but we'll see if we can do any of that today. Okay. So we can sack a Mox Amber to kill their Snapcaster Mage, so we're considerably more in the game than we were a second ago, which is... pretty sad considering. So 1 mana, sack the Mox Amber, make a Thopter. Okay, gain 1 life. I'm gonna block Snapcaster Mage, and do I want to trade or want to grind for 3? I think I want to grind for 3. I don't think we can use Wishclaw Talisman to get my Sword of the Meek to start trying to beat them with Thopter Sword combo. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm pretty sure they play Force of Negation. So if they negate me, we lose the Sword of the Meek forever. And there's only 1 in this whole deck, so I don't think that's a thing you can do. I wish damage went on the stack there, because then we would be able to kill a Snapcaster Mage. And oh, you know what we can do? We can activate Wishclaw Talisman, hold priority, and then grind it. That's kind of neat. All right, I'm down for that. Question is, what do we get? Urza? Yeah. Urza or Breach? I guess we just get the sword and hope that they don't have specifically Force of Negation. Oh, no. I was not holding the right key. I was holding the wrong key. All right, well, I guess we're in the boat of I hope they don't have specifically Force of Negation, because I goofed. So, if they have Force of Negation, we're screwed. If they have any other counter spell, we're fine. I was holding W for some reason, which is the key that you hold for activate first ability, which is very useful when you're playing a lot of Urza decks. It saves you a lot of clicks, but not what I need to be doing there. So they have a free 1 mana tutor. Although I guess if they use it, I get it back. So 6 1, half a dozen the other. So you wish for a spell, cast it. They can wish for an answer, cast it, and then you wish for another spell, and the Wishclaw Talisman goes away. or it stops working. So we're kind of almost using Wishclaw Talisman as it was originally designed, which is weird. Cryptic command, bounce my Thopter Foundry. Well, that's just clever. So in response, let's sack Mox Amber, make a Thopter, gain a life. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Here's my sword. And then in theory, they'll use their Wishclaw Talisman to get a Force of Negation if they're smart. But we'll see. Not surprising they had a Fatal Push in hand. It's been all game. And the blue-black decks will traditionally play 3 or 4 Fatal Push plus some more creature removal to try to survive against things like Burn and things like Prowess, Humans, all the aggressive decks that exist in Modern. Larynx Punchworthy, are you still here? You're there in chat. I just want to know that you're here when we finish up this league. Because then we can do 1 week. Paying costs? What in the what? What's happening? What are you doing? Fallen Shinobi. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. But that, so the last card in their hand has to be a counter already. Well, I mean, this is what you get in the 0-3 bracket. My opponent is only 0-1, so they have to have a 3-mana counter here. No, they don't. They could have Mana Leak, and it would be enough. Yikes. Snapcaster Mage doesn't do it. I do not get lists like these in the 0-3 bracket. Well, technically they're in the 0-1 bracket. I'm in the 0-3 bracket. Down where we deserve to be. Once again, for a recap for anyone who is watching this, this is not necessarily a representation of how good this deck is with or without Astrolabe, because this deck was not particularly good while Astrolabe was legal. Nobody was really playing this deck. There was like a 27th, 28th finished by one Grinding Breach deck within the last... because they have Snap, Cling to Dust. Yeah. So we're just going to pass the turn. Oh, didn't know it's only during my turn. Yeah, my opponent didn't realize that Wishclaw Talisman had the specific text that it does. Yeah, so they meant to be able to Wishclaw and then counter or whatever. So they do have Snap Cling here, and they can also Cling once after that, so I do have to be somewhat careful about how I'm Thoptering here. We may have to sack some grinding stations, which is fine. So pay 1, sack the sword. I'm assuming they will try to exile it. But they only have 1 Cling to Dust in their yard. Maybe another one of the cards is in their hand. Oh, they could also Wishclaw for another one. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. Stack. Okay. Yes, please. Man, I can grind my opponent for a lot here. Why not? Oh, because we're making their Snapcaster Mage better. Oops. Well, not with that one. All right, just got to go to blocks here and we're good. And if my opponent wants to do something about it, we can sack your grinding station to get the sword back, and then sack the other grinding station to get the sword back, and then hopefully that's good enough. We will see. Nope. All right. Yeah, I think they understand the rules of engagement here. They basically need to have as many exile effects as... Yeah, I understand that. But that's 4 mana each. And as long as they can't actually exile my Sword of the Meek, then we're going to be okay. I have 2 counter plays right now. So actually they should be able to beat my sword right now. Which is why if they go end of turn, I am not getting it back. I'm just going to go to my turn and then get it back on my turn when I have 5 mana. Yep, so they did nothing there. We're going to go to my turn. Perfect. Okay, and they can't activate Wishclaw Talisman now. So let's sack the grinding station, try to get my sword back. Okay. So I shouldn't have grinded them there on their turn for multiple reasons, but I did it, so we're here now, so it's fine? Question mark? Probably not, but whatever. Play my Emry. If Emry survives 1 turn, we're going to be pretty good to go, but we'll see. Emry mills nothing useful because it can't really mill anything useful with this build. I'm not sure, but we're moving on. So let's see what we do. Snap, sure. Snap, Cryptic, bounce my Thopter Foundry. Yeah. Well, we're going to stop them from drawing a card at least. Oh, it might be bounce my Foundry, tap my team. No, that wouldn't work. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. They kind of screwed up there. Although they can Wishclaw for another Cryptic and just beat me with that one. So, maybe in trouble. Yeah, okay. Always yield. Okay. And we're still in a position where, in theory, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm at 9? Okay. So we're still in a position... So I just countered that. And then we're still in a position where if I top deck an Underworld Breach, we just win the game. I have lost 2. They're going to try to activate the Wishclaw Talisman again? No, they've opted. Okay. So if they Wishclaw Talisman for Cryptic Command, that won't kill me. It'll put me to 1, but it won't kill me. Not sure what they can do after that. We'll find out. I've certainly put them in a tricky spot. That's for sure. Well, while my opponent is mulling over this decision, I want to thank all of y'all for hanging out for 4 hours of this insanity thus far. We're going to be here for another 8. Got a full working day ahead of us. Got to make sure to try to stay hydrated while we're hydrating. Okay. I guess we just play a Thopter Foundry every turn from here on out. Or attempt to. Oh, they've got Cling to Dust. Yeah. Oh, they had Cling to Dust in their hand. They don't even need to try. Great. Play a second grinding station, because why not? And pass the turn. We're in a rough spot, but our opponent is bleeding clock like nobody's business, so I guess I'll take it. Whoa! Woo! Didn't like that. All right. Nothing I can do about it. Before this, how long was your longest stream? 6-ish? Okay, they can just kill me with a cryptic command. Yeah. And this is all because we screwed up and gave them the Wishclaw Talisman. All right. Well done, opponent. They figured it out. We do get to board in Mystical Dispute and maybe Fatal Push. Maybe Thoughtseize. Probably Thoughtseize. I think Thoughtseize. So, against what I saw them play here, what I'm inclined to do is this for this and these. Not. There we go. So we've got 2 Thoughtseizes and 2 Mystical Disputes coming in for the 4 Urzas. And specifically because Thopter Sword is fine, Emry is cheap, so this makes our whole deck a lot cheaper. So suddenly we're playing like a little bit closer to Lantern Control. We still have 2 different combo angles. They both definitely play from the graveyard, but I think this is better. Sai is an interesting card. And maybe I can bring in 1 Sai for 1 Chromatic Sphere. It's probably all right. All right, we'll try it that way. I don't think most of the rest of the things I can bring in are particularly useful. It was really frustrating to lose against Dredge there because it was the case before, and maybe it's less true now with the Mardu Dredge, and if Mardu Dredge is the typical Dredge and they always play like they just did. Dredge was normally a pretty good matchup for a deck like this because our combo usually just got under them. Their faster kills were usually on turn 4 or 5 unless it was absolutely insane. Okay. Bitter Blossom, Force, Brazen Borer, Nile Spellbomb. So if I take the Spellbomb, my plan this game is going to be to play Scion 3 plus a Thopter plus the Chromatic Star. Sort of grind them out that way. I think we take the Brazen Borer, honestly, because they can just go... Well, no, because they really want to play their Bitter Blossom on 2. All right, I'm going to take their... Force of Negation. I'm going to take their Nile Spellbomb. It's between these 2 cards because I assume they're going to play their Bitter Blossom on 2 rather than hold up Brazen Borer. So the question is, I think I'm more scared of Force of Negation or Nile Spellbomb? I just boarded out my Urzas, so let's be more afraid of the card that I think I'm actually afraid of. I'm going to play turn 3 Sai, start vomiting out Thopters, and see how we go from there. Both of my combos do heavily require me to use my graveyard. However, I believe we'll be able to push our way through this with Sai and Thopters. Yeah, okay. Looks like they're going to play the Bitter Blossom on the play. Or on the draw. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I owned one of these before. The Judge promo art. It's ugly as F. Nils Ham may have done a wonderful job on Baleful Strix, but not on Bitter Blossom, in my humble opinion. Okay. Sigh. Bauble. Yield. Alright. Let's go, baby! Let's go! Opponent's upkeep, we'll bauble them. Bauble. Oh, Cryptic Command. Oh, great. Island. Nile Spellbomb. Bitter Blossom. They have a Mystic Sanctuary. They've used their Polluted Delta. So they still have the Brazen Borrower, Cryptic Command, Mystic Sanctuary, and 1. Battle of the 1/1s. Race. Yeah, but we could. We could try. Unless their one unknown card is a Fatal Push. Well then. Draw, step, clique me. You got it. So this means I can't attack with Psy, which is a big deal. They took nothing? Hilarious. Bitter Blossom, is that card even legal? Somehow, yes. Okay, so they still have Cryptic, Mystic Sanctuary, Brazen Borrower. So at some point I can play Breach and start playing cards on my graveyard. Yeah, we can value Breach. Do I want to do it now? Because I play the Breach, play Chromatic Sphere, crack the Sphere, draw a card, then play the Sphere, crack the Sphere, play the Sphere, crack the Sphere. I guess it's enough cards. Yeah. It's going to put a lot of Thopters into play too. What is up, Raytheon Visuals? TS them seems hot. Thoughtseize? Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah, can't do that now. How's the hydration going? It's been a time, my friend. It's been a time. Oh, I can Thoughtseize them now with this. Oh, if I had one more mana, we'd be good to go. Okay, so we Thoughtseize, go 1, 2, 3 exile. Hold on. But then I can't. Yikes. Value Breach ended up being less value, but that's okay. So I have 3 cards left, which I won't be able to do anything with, but that's all right. If this Nile Spellbomb play and they didn't crack it in response to my Underworld Breach, it's more than a little strange. Okay, we'll take the Cryptic. They'll reset it next turn and they'll have Brazen Borrower ready to go. Still good. It was all right. Yep. So they have 1 unknown, Brazen Borrower, and Cryptic Command on top. It's going to be a tough one. It's a good draw. I think I'm just playing out for value this turn, like just as many Thopters as I can. I still want to build a bad deck that plays Underworld Breach and Teferi's Time Twist to keep the Breach from ever going to the yard. No idea what a purpose it'll serve, but I want to always bounce it in exile in response to the exile trigger, the sacrifice trigger. No, it's fine. Okay, so attack for 1. So basically at this point, I'm just sort of in this game state where all I want to do each turn is just play as many artifacts as possible and then keep them under the threat that I could play the Breach and kill them. To that end, I kind of need to keep a Chromatic Star or something similar in play. Petty Theft on Grinding Station, sure. If I had the 2 mana available, I would consider sacrificing it and a Thopter, because my Breach can replay it. They have Cryptic Command in their hand. That is their only card. They also have Brazen Borrower in Exile and this Nile Spellbomb. So let's Bauble on EOT. Cryptic Command on top. Yikes. Double yikes. Okay. I talked about the onboard Spellbomb. I am aware of it. Okay. They have a Cryptic in their hand, so we're going to go to combat before we do anything else. I can't attack with Sai because if they double block, Sai will go down. Okay, they did not do anything with the Cryptic. They're going to 9 here. So let's play Grinding Station. Trigger. If I play my Breach, they have to Spellbomb or Cryptic Command, but either one doesn't really help me too much. Cryptic Loop. They don't have a draw engine right now. Okay. Okay. Sure. So they have a Cryptic in hand, and they're about to put a Cryptic on top. So I'm Cryptic locked, but so are they. Which is a weird situation to be in. It's fine. That's a great draw. So let's play this pre-combat. I didn't need to play that pre-combat. Oh well. Let's go to combat. Really? Bold. Yeah, I don't really have to do anything here to win this game. The Sai is just going to do it all on his own. I could play the Breach to make them pop the Spellbomb. They have a Cryptic in hand, a Cryptic on top. So what they should do is just pop the Spellbomb. I guess they can Cryptic counterbounce or Cryptic counter draw. Neither of which are particularly frightening. They can't just let this resolve, and it does not give me a Thopter. Side triggers on Thopters, not on non-creature spells. Non-creature spells is Saheeli. Still, I think we'll be all right. Aha! Now that's clever. Aren't you worried about them cracking the Spellbomb while Breach is on the stack? No. I am not. I knew that was a play they could make, but I wasn't worried about it basically because I was thinking, like, all I need to do is keep putting pressure on all of their mana every turn, and we're basically pretty likely to win by the end of it. Both sack both stars with Sai and draw 3 cards. Yeah, that was the plan if I hadn't had to replay Sai there. But luckily I royed them. I had mana left over and we just got to screw with them because of it. Okay, let's attack with all my Thopters. We're just going to put them to 4, and then they're going to go to 3. I'll hold on to the 1 card in my hand, see if they have anything to say about it. It's kind of frustrating because like I don't really have a lot of instants in my deck. I aspire to be Psy one day. Psy is pretty sweet. Brazen Borrower, sure. Means they have 3 blockers, they still have a Cryptic in their hand. But at this point, like... Oh no. No, they can crack me for 6 here if they want to. Does put them in a bit of danger, but... Yeah, shit. Kind of screwed up. Well, hopefully we'll still be okay. Because I don't actually need to do much. Their 1 card in hand is Cryptic Command. What are you doing? And why? I don't like it. Stop it. And they put Cryptic on top. Can they tap me down multiple... We're going to sack the stars at end of turn. That's definitely happening. I boarded in my Mystic Disputes, right? Yeah, I did. So hopefully when I draw 3 here and they play... They didn't play it. Okay. Oops. Okay. Shrapnel Blast. So if I thought sees them, they have to play the Cryptic in response. They have a Cryptic on top. This isn't as good as it looks, Brian. It's good, but I do have to think through it a little bit. Because they could always just draw their Cryptic and kill me next turn. Force the Cryptic by going to combat with all 3. Yes, okay. Good call. Yeah, so we can force the Cryptic first. Oh. Okay. I guess they can bounce my Psy? That's not great for me. Yeah, it's out of their hand, but they're going to draw another Cryptic for next turn, and we have to beat the Cryptic on next turn, which can tap my team. The way we can beat the Cryptic that's going to tap my team... What? Okay, sure. What's the chance? No, they didn't, because I'm dead on board. So they have 2 Cryptics in their hand right now. Their hand is literally 2 copies of the card Cryptic Command. So what should happen here is we play Thopter Foundry, we play Goblin Engineer, and we have the ability to make 2 Thopters during combat. Sure. Punted. Oh, got it. Okay. They're hoping to draw a Fatal Push? They drew an Opt. I don't know that I was going to win, though, was I? Because here's the thing. Like, I have to play Thopter and Engineer. I can only make Bitter Blossom trigger +1 damage. No, I understand that they... Yeah, I'm trying to... There's a lot of elements going on there, so maybe I'm misunderstanding some part of it. I wouldn't be surprised. So... Knowing that they are on Force of Negation means I want Urza's back in my deck. Obviously, I don't think I can cut this whole combo. So the question is, how do I shave down bits and pieces of each one? I guess 2 breaches and 2 grinding stations is probably okay. It's really tricky because they have graveyard removal. I think we just have to be careful about what zones we let our permanents go into. So they didn't tap your attackers down. You either got 2 damage or they bounce an attacker and block 1, leaving them at 1 next to the... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think they did need to tap my attackers pre-combat. And then we had to beat their cryptic on the next turn still. So I don't know that we could beat the second cryptic, but it's possible. Yeah. You TS the other cryptic out of their hand, but that puts me to 3. And then I have to... And that means I can only make 1 Thopter, which I would have to fetch for. So I'm just not sure I can survive their next attack. Because like then I wouldn't have any untapped creatures. Except for any Thopters that I make off the Thopter sword. So I think they just kill me on the crackback. Alright. We're going to go with this arrangement. Hopefully it's going to be okay. Sai makes 1 with a Bauble. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. No, it was if they had played their turn correctly, it would have been much more complicated. Since they screwed up, it was easy. Can I keep this on the draw? I feel like I can. I want to. Roy, tell me if I'm just throwing away money here. Or Jiggy. Jiggy likes to mull aggressively. Maybe even Brian. Because I think... Brian, were you the one? No, it was Jiggy who turned me on to the... You're throwing away money. Okay, thank you. This is much better. Well done. Just bottom an Urza. Good. Good. Glad my friends have my back. Now we get the Bauble trick. Very bad at mulls. Got it. Mulling aggressively is less fun without round 6. Quite agreed. So, my life total is not super relevant against their deck. So I'm going to wait until the end of their turn to see what I want to do here. For a number of reasons. I still play like London Mull's not a thing. Yeah. I think I might too. I don't really know. Yep. Okay. So Bauble, Chromatic Star. I kind of want that, right? Yeah, I do. It's a good thing to have in my hand. Blood Crypt. Goblin Engineer. Okay. Think we put a... It's Thopter Foundry or a Grinding Station into my graveyard. I guess Thopter Foundry is better against their deck by and large. Having it in there is like vulnerable, but I have the Sword of the Meek in my hand, so I can't put the sword in there. And I don't really want to put the sword in there anyway. There's that shit. Well, I was going to be able to rescue my Thopter Foundry next turn, but now I can't unless I just save all my mana. Let's play the Wishclaw Talisman. Because if I get my next turn, I can just activate and then sack in response, try to get something back, and even if they... Son of a bitch. That's not good. The blue-black tempo deck is tempo decking me. Shh, Nikes. Guess we're going to the 0-4 bracket. At which point we'll drop this one and move on to the next list, because looks like Grixis Breach is not particularly better now than it was before. Not that that's unexpected. Yeah, it doesn't help me at all. Well, shit. I mean, I can force them to crack their Nile Spellbomb at the end of the next turn, but... Called shot. There will be an Astrolabe replacement printed in the next year. There's no way, dude. There's no way. There's no way. There will never be a replacement for Astrolabe. And I don't know if Astrolabe would have made this deck or the previous one actually all that much better, because these were not decks that were particularly good. Modern Horizons 2, man. Modern Horizons 2. We haven't got an announcement about Modern Horizons 2 for this year, so, I mean, maybe in the next 12 months. That's a long time. Okay, I think I am supposed to activate my Engineer, swap my Chromatic Star for something here. My wallet isn't feeling empty enough. It must be coming. Okay. Okay. Maybe? Ooh. That's a big yikes. None of this flies either. I guess we can go Mox Amber, second Engineer, bury the other Thopter Foundry, if it resolves. Value Oracle. I think we're too desperate to play Value Oracle right now. I just don't think I have the time for that. Like, that sets up my next turn, but it's not even a 1/3. It's just irrelevant because all their creatures fly. Like, we're the kind of deck that fairies just completely preys upon. Like, us and Ad Nauseam must be their ideal league. So we have to try to swap the Foundry out. And if they have any kind of graveyard. Yeah, and with that in the bin, you're ready to go with combo. Well, kind of. If I hit the mana, which... Have I cast an Urza yet this league? I think I did one time. And I won that game, but it was like wasn't because of the Urza. Alright, that's kind of okay. Bounce my Thopter Foundry? Eh? Do it. Do it. No, you want to. Of course. Why wouldn't you have that? Okay. And land? Okay, it is a land. Go Mox Amber... Urza, play nothing, go to 1. 1 is not none. Okay. Oh, they might have a force negation for my Sword of the Meek here. Okay. Nope. All right. Well, might as well poke them. Poke. They know I have the whole combo. So... Okay. Put Cryptic on top. As long as they have at least a 1 CMC way to draw that, they're good to go. Which I'm sure they do. We're going to 1. Oh, whoop, oh. They want to make sure they don't die? Oh, wait. I have that. Okay, so they basically have to have force negation here, I guess. Because they have to exile the Thopter Foundry, because if they just counter it, then I just replay it with Goblin Engineer. Huh. Interesting. I might have them boxed in. I have 2 red sources. Okay. Resolves. The Cryptic's on top right now. They have the second Cryptic, they can bounce my... Oh, they can bounce my Urza. Shit. Or if they have Fatal Push. Have they had anything leave play yet this turn? Maybe not. Okay. What do you got? What do you got? Shit. Alright. Wow. What a draw. Okay. I mean, I can draw a few cards here. Have I lost both Thopter Foundries now? I've lost both Thopter Foundries. Oh, they're both in exile already. All right. Okay. So, crack it for blue. It should have been red. It's not going to matter in the end. I mean, I can draw a few cards here. It's not going to matter at all because we don't have any kind of way to end this game. Yeah, right. If I somehow draw the breach. Well, what I could do is use Goblin Engineer to get my Chromatic Star back, sack the sword. Filter this for red, draw a card. I mean, if I draw the breach, I'll win. But I can't... Like, it has to be breach, like, now, basically. I mean, I already have Urza in play, so if I draw the breach, it's over, but I'm down on breaches, so... Yeah. Damn it. So close. Let's see if I mill one. All right. Nope. No, it wasn't even the top 4. So it doesn't matter. All right, we're just done here. Oh, they still had Force Negation in their hand. So even if they had just bounced my Thopter Foundry instead of bouncing it and thought seizing it and exiling it from my graveyard, even if by some miracle we had managed to get it back into our hand and been able to cast it, just would have been Force Negation there. So we're on the 0-4 here. I'm going to drop this one and move on to the next deck. So Grixis, Grinding Breach. Holy wow. Doesn't seem particularly useful right now as a deck. As I was saying before, part of the problem is that you are playing out of the graveyard, which is a angle that people are very much ready for. There are things like Collector Oof that shut you down. Not that it showed up this league, but it certainly could. The deck is just generally just a little bit fragile. That said, the Jeskai Grinding Breach deck is probably better, probably the best version you can be playing right now. No idea. So certainly not getting to that today. Next up, we're going to be playing a version of Temur Song of Creation. 80 cards. This is the deck list that I most recently became in any way known for developing, with the Astrolabes mostly swapped out for Talisman of Curiosity. So stick around for that. I think this deck would be fine if it focused one way or the other. Yeah, I think probably the reason it did this before was because if one part of your combo gets attacked, you have the other angle. But the problem is they both play out of the graveyard. So like if you ever got hit with a resting piece, and we didn't even get hit with a resting piece, but like rest in peace. But Nile Spellbomb, things like that still are pretty problematic. So it's a tricky needle to thread, I suppose. So we're going to switch over to the Temur Kinnan mid-range deck and see if that's any better. So stick around if you're hanging out live. And if you're checking this out on YouTube, make sure to like the videos, subscribe to the channel,